broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with the plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing. Ink stains on my test paper, your hand leaning where it shouldn't be. You twist the rules like a gold ring, say it's love, say it's meant to be. Leave the kids alone.
Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful or traumatizing to some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
A Columbus police officer finds himself on the other side of the law after being arrested for alleged child molestation.
According to court documents, 20-year-old Hitlist Hernandez was arrested last week on 3 charges, including battery, creating and possessing a visual medium of a minor, and aggravated child molestation. Hernandez is being held in the Muskogee County Jail on no bond for the aggravated child molestation charge. The victim, we're told, is 16 years old.
And for any updates on
a former Colorado State public defender is set to be sentenced in nearly 3 months after being found guilty of sexual assault on a child. That's according to the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office in the Springs. They announced the verdict for Thomas Cushing today. We first told you about this case in November 2024. According to the DA's office, police got a warrant for Cushing's arrest after the victim's father received information about the crime. Police say Cushing later turned himself in. His sentencing is set for May 28th.
It is now 5:03. A Bedford man is charged with knowingly possessing child pornography. 68-year-old Marty Hill is being held without bond. His picture's there. If you know anything about this investigation, contact the Bedford County Sheriff's Office.
New at
under
4,
the current system.
a Des Moines man will spend 10 years in prison after his appeal was denied in a child pornography investigation. Back in 2024, a jury found 33-year-old Grant Mead guilty of 11 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. He was released pending appeal, where he challenged the evidence brought against him in trial. Yesterday, an appeals court ruled that it found substantial evidence that supports the jury's verdict.
A man from Adams has been sentenced for the sexual exploitation of children and producing child sex abuse material. According to the Department of Justice, 38-year-old Brian Warner is abused a child over a 6-year period for the purpose of producing child porn. His devices had possessed hundreds of images on his phone, including imagery of a child known to him. He has been sentenced to 28 years in prison, followed by 7 years of supervised release.
And finally, a Georgia sex offender has been arrested in Webster County after resisting arrest and possessing a firearm. 68-year-old Gerald Bogus has been charged with obstructing an officer and possession of a firearm, among other charges. State police say they stopped Bogus's vehicle after a traffic violation, but he immediately got out of the car and started to run away. Troopers told Bogus to return to his car before he then became confrontational with state police. After he was detained, authorities found a handgun in Bogus's pocket, which court documents say he continuously reached for during the confrontation with state troopers. Bogus was convicted of rape and child molestation back in 1985, making it illegal for him to possess a firearm. Bogus is being held in the Central Regional Jail with bond set at $87,500.
It was a gorgeous.
New developments today in the case of a former Marshfield school board candidate charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a child. Online court records say 41-year-old Matthew Sampson entered a not guilty plea during a court appearance this morning. That was after a judge ruled there is enough evidence for this case to go to trial. A 10-year-old alleged Sampson assaulted them a few years ago. Sampson is due back in court in May. Now, there's new developments today in the case of a former Marshfield school board candidate charged with 2 counts of sexual assault of a child. Online court records say 41-year-old Matthew Sampson entered a not guilty plea during a court appearance this morning. That was after a judge ruled there is enough evidence for this case to go to trial. A 10-year-old alleged Sampson assaulted them a few years ago. Sampson is due back in court in May. Now, this
former Jefferson County public school teacher and basketball coach convicted of sexually abusing teenage boys is sentenced to 70 years. Morris's first trial ended in a mistrial before a second jury found him guilty on all counts. Joyce O'Geary was in court when he learned his fate.
Jurors recommended 165 years for Christopher Morris, but the judge handed down Kentucky's maximum sentence with both the victims and Morris's families in the courtroom.
I must follow the law. The law requires that your 165-year sentence be reduced to 70 years.
Former Jefferson County Public Schools teacher and basketball coach will spend decades behind bars after being sentenced in a child sex abuse case. Christopher Morris was convicted in January on 27 counts, including sodomy and sexual abuse.
The court wants to acknowledge the courage and the bravery of the victims who came forward to tell their stories.
According to court documents, 2 victims told investigators they were sexually abused multiple times between the ages of 14 and 16. The investigation began in 2022 when a 17-year-old boy first came forward with allegations. At the time, Morris worked as a teacher with Jefferson County Public Schools and also coached basketball in the district and for a traveling AAU team.
Not only did you exploit your position as a coach and mentor to these boys, but you hijacked religion to manipulate them to do what you were really interested in, illegal sex acts, when all they were interested in and wanted to do was one simple thing: play basketball.
Morris defense attorney Clay Kennedy asked the judge to consider a reduced sentence, noting Morris had a misdemeanor conviction in 1999 and no other criminal history.
If the court did reduce his sentence to 20 years, which based on his age right now, which is 55, that means he would be looking at parole eligibility in his mid-70s.
But prosecutors urged the court to consider the victims during sentencing.
The victims chose not to make a statement to the court, but I would call upon their statements during the sentencing phase of the jury trial.
The court also ordered Morris to have no contact with the victims or their families. Joyce O'Geary, WLKY.
This man is about to be executed. It is happening in a public square in the center of Sonal.
the capital of Yemen, where thousands of people, including children, have attended. Mohammed al-Maghribi, 41, has been convicted of raping and killing a 3-year-old girl on June 27th after kidnapping her from the street. The man was tied up, made to lie on the ground, and shot 8 times in the head by a policeman in Altajir Square amid applause from thousands of Yemenis, including the relatives of the raped girl.
A Cranston man is accused of sending lewd pictures, videos, and messages to a kid in Somerset. Somerset police say they arrested 33-year-old Michael Gallo on Sunday following an investigation that began in January. Police say he had been communicating with the child on Snapchat, and they caught him when he showed up in Somerset thinking he was meeting with the kid. Gallo was arraigned yesterday and ordered held on $25,000 bail.
And a Norfolk-based Navy sailor is behind bars in Virginia Beach on multiple felony charges, accused of attempting to have sex with a 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, the sailor is speaking out on the allegations from behind bars. Derek Lytle joins us. And Derek, that conversation was pretty alarming.
Disturbing allegations today as court documents allege this grocery store off Holland Road in Virginia Beach is where a man attempted this week to meet up with a 13-year-old boy for sexual acts. Now, the Navy confirming that man in question is somebody that did report to Naval Station Norfolk for duty just last month. People close to this case telling me they are very disturbed by these allegations. Peyton Leckolt says he received text messages from someone saying they were 13 and were interested in him because of his older age.
But then he said he liked older people, which, based on what his age was, I'm an older person.
He says those messages turned to talking about the sexual acts they would do when they met in person.
I kind of gave him an idea of what I liked. He asked me why I've never done anything before, and then I said, well, because I've never really found anyone to do it with, and also everyone's been too far away.
Leckolt says he showed pictures of the boy to friends and believed he looked 16. He says he thought that was all right.
He said he was 13, but if you look at what he looks like, or what he's shown people that he looks like, he's at least like, well, first, no 13-year-old boy's 5'9".
In the state of Virginia, a person aged 17 or younger cannot consent. Leckolt admitted he might need help.
I think 16 is still underage.
Well, that part's not good, but like not 13.
You need help with some of these things, or what do you think it extends from?
I guess I need help with some of them.
Alex Rosen with Predator Poachers says his group goes around the country looking to build cases against child predators to help law enforcement. He told 13 News Now they began texting Leckolt as the 13-year-old after learning of a case he may be connected to with a man looking for underage sex in Connecticut. Video shows the moments Leckolt shows up to meet their decoy and then is arrested by Virginia Beach police on 2 felony charges.
Just because somebody has a title by their name or just because somebody has, accolades or life accomplishments does not mean that they're going to be a good person, does not mean that they're going to not commit evil things.
Leckolt says if he gets help, he believes he can change once he leaves incarceration.
That I can get help and stop.
Derek Lytle, 13 News Now.
The Navy Criminal Investigative Service confirmed to 13 News Now today they are conducting a joint investigation with the Virginia Beach Police Department.
Anything you want to say?
Arrested a child sex assault suspect. The task force caught him in Lincoln yesterday afternoon. A 41-year-old Justin Dooling was booked into the Sarpy County Jail for felony sex assault of a child under the age of 14. The complaint also accuses him of taking video of the alleged assault. Our Sarpy County Crime Stoppers story from earlier this week led to a viewer tip on his whereabouts. The task force used that information to perform a traffic stop on Dooling.
A Sherwood middle school teacher accused of sending nude pictures to a minor has been arrested for a 3rd time. Now she's being held without bond.
Investigators say 29-year-old Kelsey Whitmore was first arrested in February on charges of sexual exploitation of a minor. She was arrested again last week for aggravated stalking, and a judge ordered her not to contact the victim. Police say Whitmore was taken back into custody Monday after violating court orders.
So the case started when the child's mother told police that she found explicit photos and videos of Whitmore on her son's iPad. Now, investigators claimed that Whitmore later admitted the images were of her. Memphis Shelby County Schools placed Whitmore on administrative leave. Her next court date is set for April 10th.
The George County Sheriff's Office arrested a man for crimes against children on Monday. 43-year-old Matthew Bradshaw of Loosedale is being charged with 3 counts of touching a child for lustful purposes and outstanding warrants through George County Justice Court. The investigation began after George County Sheriff's Office received a report from Child Protection Services. Bradshaw's bond was set at $60,000 on each charge of the touching of a child for lustful purposes, resulting in a total bond of $180,000.
Now to Crime Watch. A man in Lassen County has been sentenced after an investigation into theft from an elderly person resulted in the discovery of child pornography. 56-year-old Blaine Truitt Miller was sentenced yesterday to 4 years and 4 months in prison. Miller was initially investigated by the Lassen County Sheriff's Office on suspicion of stealing money from a dependent elder who was hospitalized at the time. Soon after, a person who recently bought a phone from Miller reported finding child pornography on it. Investigators say Miller was messaging an individual he believed to be either a 14 or 15-year-old female and making plans to engage in sexual acts. Miller will have to register as a sex offender upon his release from prison.
An undercover FBI operation targeting child pornography has landed 2 Biloxi men in federal prison.
The investigation began more than a year ago and uncovered disturbing videos of children performing sex acts. Noah Noble is digging into this case and looking through court records. So Noah, you found these 2 suspects are actually connected.
Yeah, Hugh, it appears that one of these men actually posted these heinous videos online and the other downloaded the files. Now, both are facing at least 10 years behind bars. Stephen DeCino and Terrence Green are the 2 Biloxi men identified in an undercover FBI operation targeting child porn. In December 2024, an FBI task force officer was using the app BitTorrent to identify potential suspects sharing child sex abuse material. According to this criminal complaint, the officer connected to a host computer. 77 files were downloaded. That's where the officer found 3 videos depicting children as young as 12 being sexually exploited by men. The IP address was tied to Stephen DeCino. DeCino fessed up to the crime during an interview and confessed to having even more child porn. DeCino told the agents his age preference was any female under the age of 17, including toddlers. A video found on his computer showed a child under the age of 6 being sexually abused. But the investigation did not stop there because someone else had downloaded DeCino's files. Agents determined that person was another Biloxi man, a registered sex offender by the name of Terrence Green. The criminal complaint shows Green accessed DeCino's files, the 3 videos showing underage girls performing disturbing acts with grown men. DeCino was prosecuted in federal court. He was sentenced to 12 years and 7 months in prison, followed by 20 months of probation. Green was sentenced to 10 years for possession of child porn and a lifetime of supervised release. Green was convicted of a misdemeanor child sex crime in Michigan back in 2001, but he got in trouble in 2019 when he was living too close to an elementary school in Biloxi. In a statement issued by Attorney General Lynn Fitch, she said predators who seek to exploit children in Mississippi will not go unpunished.
3 brothers have been convicted of sex trafficking after weeks of emotional testimony. On Monday, a jury found that Tal and Orrin Alexander had repeatedly trafficked and engaged in unlawful sexual activity with young women. The Alexander brothers rose to prominence, closing high-end real estate deals in New York and Miami.
More than a year after the Alexander brothers were first arrested on charges including sex trafficking, a jury found the trio guilty of all 10 counts against them Monday. Mark Agnifilo represents Orrin Alexander.
We believe in our client's innocence, and we're not going to stop fighting until we prevail.
Orrin and his brother Tal rose to prominence as real estate brokers to the mega rich. Alon Alexander, Orrin's twin, worked as an executive for a private security firm owned by the family.
The Alexander brothers worked together and with others to repeatedly and violently drug, sexually assault, and rape dozens of female victims.
All 3 brothers were arrested in December of 2024. During the trial, the jury heard from 11 women who accused the brothers of rape or sexual assault, including allegations that the Alexanders had drugged the women before assaulting them, even recording certain encounters without consent. The jury found Tal, Oren, and Alon guilty of sex trafficking charges. Tal and Alon guilty of sex trafficking a minor, and Oren and Alon guilty of sexual abuse. Their sentencing has been scheduled for August, and the brothers face life behind bars.
And now that their federal trial is over, the Alexander brothers still face additional legal trouble, including in Florida, where Alon and Oren are charged with rape in state court. They have pleaded not guilty. The details pretty disturbing, guys.
Man who prosecutors say pled guilty in an investigation involving child exploitation now knows his sentence. According to the 10th Judicial District Attorney's Office, 21-year-old Phoenix Monsivas will serve 8 years in prison. Prosecutors say he pled guilty to sexual exploitation of a child and attempted sexual exploitation of a child back in August.
Federal police officers have arrested Stephen Bearden after receiving reports that a 12-year-old was sexually assaulted. Police interviewed the victim and a witness of the incident, and lab results confirmed on February 9th that the DNA was Bearden. A search warrant was issued, and Bearden was taken into custody on a $1.5 million bond.
A registered sex offender is behind bars tonight for sexually abusing a child. Investigators started looking into a report earlier this year, which led to a warrant for Andrew Adelano Huerta. He was arrested last Thursday for continuous sexual abuse of a child under 14. Huerta was on parole at the time and is a lifetime registered sex offender. Officials say there may be other victims and ask anyone with information to call the Reagan County Sheriff's Office at 325-884-2424. He's now in the Reagan County Jail.
Elba man is under arrest for accessing child porn through the internet in Donnelly. Valley County Sheriff's deputies tracked down 41-year-old Thorin Spiro, a registered sex offender with a prior conviction for lewd conduct with a minor, and arrested him with the Canyon County Sheriff's Office in January for violating his parole. After a property search, the Idaho Attorney General filed 5 counts of sexual exploitation of a child against Spiro. Under state mandatory minimums, he faces at least 15 years per count served consecutively.
A North Platte man is headed to prison for child abuse. 36-year-old Daniel Navarrete was sentenced to 15 years behind bars on Monday. He was sentenced to 5 years each on 3 counts of intentional child abuse. Lincoln County District Judge Cindy Volkmer ordered those sentences to run consecutively. Court documents show the abuse happened in 2012. Navarrete pleaded no contest in January.
Staying in Waynesboro, tracking crime now. A man is in custody and facing several charges for alleged crimes involving a child. It all started when WPD responded to a disorderly conduct call last week. Officers were called on March 5th to the 300 block of Evershire Street, but when they got there, the group had already dispersed. Officers did get information while on scene about those alleged incidents involving a minor, leading to a follow-up investigation, which included interviews and the execution of a search warrant in the 400 block of Florence Avenue on Friday, March 6th. 45-year-old Luis Ricardo Sanchez Solis of Waynesboro was taken into custody in Nelson County. He is charged with 5 counts of aggravated sexual battery and 1 count of possession of child pornography. He is currently being held at Middle River Regional Jail without bond. Anyone with additional information about this case is encouraged to call the Waynesboro Police Department.
A Charleston man is facing charges for allegedly distributing child sex abuse material. On your screen, 21-year-old Joseph Aguilar. He's charged with 2 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor in the 2nd degree. Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force investigators and the Charleston Police Department made the arrest last Thursday following a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
A Valley church facing backlash tonight from some of its own members after they are speaking out in support of a convicted sex offender who is a member of the church.
Fox 10's Nicole Christine joins us now with how the sex offender's victim is reacting to all of this. Nicole.
Yeah, good evening, guys. So Joshua Jacobson pleaded guilty way back in 2006 to sexual contact with a minor who was also a student and a student athlete at the Valley School where he taught and coached. That minor was Kaylee Kozak. And now Kozak is once again speaking out in relation to this case. This time she's criticizing leadership at Christ Church of the Valley, or CCV, a church that she once was a member of. But now she says their actions are deeply hurtful.
These are reasons why victims don't come forward. These are reasons why victims don't fight.
It's been 2 decades since former Valley teacher and coach Joshua Jacobson was sentenced to lifetime probation for child sex crimes. At a recent hearing, survivor Kaylee Kozak spoke as Jacobson sought to have his probation ended, which his attorney says in a statement to Fox 10 is a petition met with an affirmative recommendation by the Maricopa County Probation Department.
I am living proof that he is capable of sexually harming children. I have no empathy for the defendant and his struggles. He consciously chose to violate me, and he was convicted of committing a dangerous crime against a child while he was in a position of power.
Jacobson also speaking during the hearing.
My performance on probation and my actions over the past 18 years that they would show you that I'm ready to be off of probation and ready to move on to the next chapter in life.
That chapter involving Christ Church of the Valley, or CCV, where Jacobson is a member. Leaders have written character letters for him in the past, one also showing up to the hearing last month.
Somewhere along the line, people have forgotten that you can be forgiving and accepting while still having boundaries and accountability. We should not jeopardize the children of safety in the name of forgiveness.
CCV pastor Ashley Woldridge wrote a letter of support of Jacobson in 2019. In a sermon this weekend, streamed on YouTube, he spoke about sexual abuse and child safety.
If you've come to CCV for any amount of time, you know the number of times that when I preach, I will bring up sexual abuse in someone's past. And I want to lean in with people. I want to pastor people. I want to help people that have been going through that, because I think it's one of the hardest things to go through in the world. The protection of our kids and our students with our safety and security is our #1 priority as a church.
Kozak says a meeting she had with CCV leaders in 2022 and the inaction that followed makes her distrusting in this message.
They say to come to us and we'll be transparent and provide information. They'll only provide as much information as someone will pry for. They're not being forthcoming.
And we did reach out to CCV for comment. We have not heard back at this time, but the church did release a statement after some protests over the weekend by some of the church members outside of the Peoria church. And they did say, as part of that leadership, quote, supports our legal system and all consequences justified by the court. They also did acknowledge meeting with a person who identified themselves as Jacobson's victim back in 2022. We have that entire statement from CCV on our website and much more on this story. Reporting live in Phoenix, Nicole Christine, Fox 10 News.
This morning, a Tehama County woman was convicted of several counts of sexual abuse of children. She was sentenced to 12 years in prison. This is Sherry Wang. She was found guilty of 4 counts of sexual abuse on a person under the age of 14. The Tehama County DA's office said she sexually abused 2 different victims over the course of 5 months.
Very hard to read about these details, Gerald. Now, the FBI announced this arrest today. They say 42-year-old Andrew Swinson, you see him right there in these court documents, currently charged with coercing a minor and producing child pornography. The arrest happened in downtown Raleigh. According to the FBI, Swinson met a 13-year-old girl online after another person advertised her for sexual abuse. Swinson then started messaging her on social media platforms like Zengi and Discord. In their chats, he persuaded her to send naked pictures and videos of herself and talked about bringing her to live with him in North Carolina. After the FBI arrested Swinson, they say they found bags filled with rope, zip ties, and duct tape.
I do think that it's important for parents to know that it's not just these 2 apps. It's truly any application, any gaming platform, any online activity that your child is engaged in is a danger to them. And it's really important that we are monitoring them on all of those applications at all times.
Tina Joy is the CEO for the Children's Advocacy Centers of North Carolina. She says for parents concerned about their kids online, there are warning signs they can watch out for.
Certainly watch if your kids all of a sudden are quickly closing apps or turning their phone off when you come in the room. If they're refusing to share account information with you or passwords to their devices with you, if they refuse to speak with you about their online activity, or you see them spending an increasing amount of time online, right?
And the FBI says after Swinson was arrested, he showed agents more sexually explicit material, including videos and photos of himself sexually abusing a girl just 6 months old. Now, if Swinson is convicted of these charges, he could face up to life in prison. The FBI also did tell us tonight that while Swinson is the only arrest so far in this case, this is an ongoing investigation.
He said, hey, I know what you can do. I'll call you. You can put the phone in your underwear. Leave me in there. Do your chores while I'm on the phone. Does that sound hot?
But that was a misread, too.
Please. How much do you like me, honestly? She said you can call me, but she said after your chores. I'll see if you're talking to me. If she's not home, just put me in your underwear, and you can leave me there while you're doing your chores. How did you kind of get into because you kept talking about wanting, you asked her, you said something about you wanted her to sit on your face and fart. So here you said, see, when you're using the bathroom, all I'm thinking about is your pussy. Yeah,
that was a misprint too.
Yeah, make a cute video of you in your leggings and underwear and try to fart on me so I can kiss that sexy booty. Even tell me to kiss it, please. This is what I want to do with it. I love to eat pussy booty.
See, that was when the TV was talking. The TV picked that up.
Michael.
Yeah, I swear. No, I had my TV on.
I understand. I understand it's embarrassing. But like I said, you and your mom can send me any pictures.
If it's a misprint, what was you trying to say, Michael?
I was trying to say, I'll be your friend and stuff, but like my phone picks up stuff. Like that was
Michael,
I was getting ready to...
Hey, listen. I understand it's embarrassing.
So when he took you in the room, what did he say to get you to go to the room?
He said you can't tell anybody.
We got reports that the child made some allegation against your husband.
Okay.
We had fun with kids on vacation. That's what I'm saying.
She told me, I have a secret, but I can't tell you. And she started crying.
I lived a boring life. Didn't know I was going to wake up a hardened criminal. What the heck did I do?
And the other child said that you walked into a room and shut the door behind you guys. For a 5-year-old to be very descriptive about that, obviously concerns, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got.
Just tell him a big up.
Well.
Why would he do this to her?
A parent's worst nightmare comes true when a 5-year-old makes a stomach-churning allegation against one of her friend's fathers. As the truth comes to light, it's not only worse than anyone thought possible, but proves that sometimes the worst monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight.
So it's like I keep finding myself in the middle of this stuff.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On the evening of April 24th, 2022, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office in Palmetto, Florida, receives a disturbing 911 call from a concerned parent.
My daughter's 5 years old. She was getting dressed in her pajamas this evening, and she told me, I have a secret, but I can't tell you. And she started crying. And I said, well, you know, there's no secrets between mommy and you. And she said, well, I don't want you to be upset. She claims that it happened today, this afternoon. We were celebrating another neighbor's birthday party.
The little girl claims one of her neighbors did something unthinkable to her. Deputies are sent to the caller's house, but park down the street in order to avoid bringing attention to the home.
We're not going to confront this guy. I mean, if these allegations are true, CACs can come out and do stuff, not us.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
The deputies sit down with the 5-year-old, but nothing can prepare them for the harrowing story she will tell.
So do you have any friends in the neighborhood?
I got this guy. So he shut the door.
What?
He shut the door and...
The little girl describes the man inappropriately touching her.
Who's that?
Thompson's...
You said Thompson from... Okay.
Mr. Thompson is one of their neighbors who lives down the street. He's the father of some of the children she plays with.
So when he took you in the room, what did he say to get you to go to the room?
He said you can't tell anybody. He said follow me.
Okay. And then you guys got in the room, and did he show you any pictures of anything?
He showed me like young girls like me.
Where do you have those pictures?
When we were in Georgia.
Okay. Did anything else happen in Georgia? No? Nothing else happened in Georgia?
No.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your secret with me. I gotta call a couple of people. I'm just gonna call them right out here if you want to go back inside with her. I'll let you know what's gonna happen from there.
With the child and her mother out of earshot, the deputies discuss the situation.
Dad was just freaking out in there and like banging on the walls in his closet, and it scared the kids. So I had to go in there and tell him to chill the out. I get why he's upset, but I was just like, listen, dude, you gotta pull it together for your kid's sake, man. Are you willing tonight to go down to Sarasota to get that forensic doctor visit?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you were, because I know your husband asked about the emergency room.
The swimsuit the 5-year-old was wearing at the birthday party is also collected as evidence. The next day, on April 25th, deputies tracked down 44-year-old Christopher Chris Thompson while he's working for the Manatee County Utilities Department.
Hey, Christopher, how you doing, man? Good. What's up? Can you step out for me real quick from the top? Come up back to me. Oh, okay. Let me talk for a second. We'll explain just a second.
Yeah, why don't you take a seat?
Okay. Seriously, you can't tell me anything?
I can't. They'll explain it to you in a minute.
Though they keep him in the dark about why he's being detained, it doesn't stop one of the deputies from talking to Chris's coworker.
Serious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Real bad.
Yeah. Texting someone? Oh, actually, taking one of his kids or something?
Yeah. That's not his, but yeah. You never know with people. You never know. So.
While they wait for the transport to arrive and take custody of Chris, they allow him to sit inside a vehicle.
I'm just so freaking puzzled over this whole thing. I feel like I'm getting thrown into something and I just don't know what it is. I'm your ride, sir.
While Chris is transported to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office, other deputies arrive at his home where his wife Charlotte answers the door.
Hi, how you doing? Are you on the phone?
Yeah, I'm on a call. Can I end my call?
Yes,
You're
please.
welcome to come in.
Okay.
Charlotte is asked to step into her backyard and is told that she's not allowed to enter the home without one of the deputies.
Your husband's on his way to talk to the detective at our office. He just wants us to just stand by with you here.
Is this what's it in regards? I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. They just told us to just hold on to the house while they get the search warrant signed by a judge.
Okay, feel a little better if I knew what was going on. Or who? Is it in regards to my husband?
I believe so, since he's on the way to the office to talk to our detective, so I'm assuming it's about him.
It's not submitted yet, so it's going to be a little bit. Something?
I have no idea, ma'am.
I lived a boring life. Didn't know I was going to wake up a hardened criminal. What the heck did I do?
I'm Detective Blake. Burge. What's your name again?
Chris Thompson.
Chris.
Thompson.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. We need to make sure we have the right guy because it's the first time I've had. Yeah,
absolutely.
Telling him that.
The detective goes over Chris's Miranda rights.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us?
It depends what this is, because if it's something I'm out in the middle of, I don't want to be.
Yeah, like I said, like that, that's kind of like the last thing. You can exercise these rights at any time and not answer any questions or make any statements. That's your right.
Yeah, I just want to know what the heck's going on.
Okay, so you are willing to talk to us then?
For the moment.
Okay.
With Chris finally agreeing to speak, the detective gives him a hint about why he's there.
So tell me about this past weekend, because why you're here is because of over the past weekend.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Chris explains that he took his 3 children, aged 11, 7, and 5, to a birthday party for one of their neighbor's kids. He says that throughout the course of the day, the children ended up playing at multiple houses, including his own. He also states that his wife wasn't there because she was at the hospital with her grandmother.
Did anything happen with his children yesterday why you could possibly be here?
No.
Okay. Were his kids in your house at any time?
Oh, they were all in and out, yeah.
Okay. Were you inside the house with any of those kids?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
all of mine. We had it because we were doing gymnastics in my house, my girls, and my son was there too. And I don't remember all of them. Yeah, one of the neighbor kids was there.
Who was that?
I forgot her name. Sorry, my anxiety's crazy today. I'm trying to think. Okay. I can't think of her name now.
Was it? Okay.
That's it. Thank you.
So were you guys alone inside your house by any chance?
Not alone, no. We had all the kids there.
The next arrival at Charlotte and Chris's house is someone from Child Protective Services, and this seems to tip off Charlotte that the situation is far more concerning than she initially believed.
I think the detective wants to talk to the kids too. So he said if you can go with her and pick up the kids and you guys could meet at the office over there.
Oh.
You can follow her to the office.
Okay. Okay.
With the kids.
Sure.
Okay?
You want me to take the kids or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants you to take...
Whoa. I'm so sorry. Wait, I can't take my kids?
He wants her to come with her and you can follow her with her to the office.
My kids don't know her.
I understand.
I'm happy to, I will load them in the car. I will follow you. But can somebody please tell me what's going on?
They'll explain it to
You're
you when
really
they get to the...
scaring me, the fact that, I don't know what's going on.
Without telling Charlotte any more details, they decide that CPS will pick up the children from school and she will follow them to the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. In Chris's interview, the detective asks him about the 5-year-old daughter of one of his neighbors, the same little girl a deputy spoke to the night before.
So, is saying that you showed her some images on your cell phone.
Images on my phone.
That's correct, or a tablet or some kind of electronic device.
Well, they watched YouTube on my phone.
But you specifically showed her these images.
Of what?
Of you in a state.
Oh, heck no. No.
No.
No.
Don't have any idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, no. There's nothing like that on my phone.
Did you go into a bedroom with her yesterday?
No.
Okay, why would she be telling me that?
I'm not sure why. I don't remember going in a bedroom with her.
Did you specifically escort her into the room and shut the door?
No.
Okay, because I have another child that was there saying that is what they saw.
Oh, no.
Also. So saying it, and then I have another child saying that...
what room did I take her in?
Your room.
Oh, my room?
Yes.
I don't remember ever having her... I was in my room, but she wasn't.
She described it as your room. So if she's not really familiar with your house that much, she described it as your room. And the other child said that you walked into a room and shut the door behind you guys.
I don't recall doing that.
Okay. So, and then while in the room, something happened where you showed her videos of you, other children performing on you.
No. Oh, good Lord. Hell no.
So obviously concerns.
Okay, yeah, now I see where we're...
So, obviously concerns.
Yeah.
And for a 5-year-old to be very descriptive about that, obviously concerns, right?
Yeah.
Charlotte is asked to speak with investigators away from her children, and she's finally told what's going on.
We got reports that the child made some allegations against your husband.
Okay.
These allegations stemmed from him showing her videos of children performing on himself.
What?
Within the allegations also said that he performed on her.
Oh.
Yes.
When?
Yesterday.
I wasn't around. I was at the hospital with my grandma.
Is very intelligent, it seems like. She's very articulate in the way she speaks. She came in today and talked about these incidents that happened between you and her, and she was very descriptive in those incidents. She described things that you did to her, and she described images that she saw on your phone.
There's definitely...
So here's how I look at things. Okay. Explain why she would be saying those things, and then we can kind of move past those things.
I don't know.
And I'm telling you, how I look at it is, I don't know doesn't explain anything to me, okay? So the reason your kids are here is because he said that when he showed her pictures, it was definitely him, and he was laying on a bed, and there was another child doing this to him.
What?
So obviously we're concerned that there's a possibility that he's doing this to
one of my kids?
Well, we don't know that for sure, but that's why we want you to come down here. That's why we don't want you guys together, because we don't know your relationship with Chris. Obviously, we think that you're going to be a mother that protects and does.
Oh my God, yes.
So
I really don't know. And we're sure she's talking about me.
I'm 100% positive. We did some research on Chris, and there's some incidents that occurred at 2 different Walmarts.
There was one a long time ago, like before we even had kids.
Yeah.
That there was an allegation against it, but nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
I was on a women's retreat when it happened. Like, I remember that because I remember that investigation, and nothing ever came out of it.
There was one, so that was down in Miami.
No, that was at this Walmart.
Okay. So that's something that obviously shows pattern of this, where he exposed himself to children. And I know there wasn't an arrest made or anything like that, but obviously some concerns there.
When he was first detained, Chris mentioned a previous arrest.
Have you ever been arrested before or anything? Once before in Canton, Michigan. Oh, really? I had my kid in the car and I ran into the store. Like my parents always did. Well, you're not allowed to do that anymore. But I got released and it wasn't anything. They didn't push any charges or anything.
Whether or not this is the same incident is unclear. Either way, it's becoming undeniable that Chris is leaving something out of his story.
I know you've been involved in incidents where you were a suspect, where children were involved.
The man, there was one where my father
here's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying now.
So I don't want to work around possibilities or maybes or anything like that. I don't want you to worry about what's going to happen. I want you to understand. When I ask you a question, I want the honest truth. Okay? That's what you need to push out now, because right now we're in a situation where what's going on?
Yeah, and I don't know. And at this point, honestly, I want a lawyer because I don't know what I'm being set up with here, and this don't sound normal to me.
Okay.
Like,
well, that's your right to have a lawyer.
Something's really off.
What's going to happen right now is that we're doing a residential search warrant on your house, on your vehicle. You're being arrested for capital battery on a 5-year-old. Okay. And you're going to be also charged with showing a minor videos. Okay. So that's his situation right now.
So my phone, you can check it. It's not.
Okay.
Of course, my phone's dead.
That's the situation that we're in now. Okay.
All right.
Chris claims his phone is currently broken because earlier that weekend he dropped it in water.
Chris is arrested for what we call a capital battery. Okay. He went to the Manatee County Jail.
Did he say anything? Like, did he admit anything? Like, what did he say?
Once confronted about some of the lies that he started, he asked for an attorney.
What?
Okay. So he did elect to talk to me for a little bit, but then once I started confronting, then he asked for an attorney. So
tell the f*** why would he do this to our kids?
So here's what we're gonna do now, okay? We're gonna talk to each of your children separately.
Okay.
Obviously, we would very much hope so that nothing has happened to your children, and that these videos are something that he found possibly, and that's kind of where we're at this situation. Okay.
Can I call my wife?
No, you're not right now.
How do I get a hold of her?
Well, you can call her when you get to the jail, but we're doing an investigation with her and your children also. Okay.
Okay.
So that's why you can't call her.
I got you.
Okay.
All right.
Any suspicion that he would be any bit remotely involved in any of this?
No, not at all.
Okay, we'll start talking to the kids now. Okay, so
you
got.
Just tell him a big up.
Well.
Why would he do this to her?
I don't have an explanation for that.
Please tell me they're okay.
So let's go talk to the kids. You can hang out here if you need anything.
I need a water.
Okay.
Something.
I'll get you that for sure.
Charlotte had called her father to join them at the sheriff's office, and as the detective gets ready to speak with her 3 kids, her father is brought in to wait with her.
Okay. Oh, so this is a daddy-daughter? Charlie, what's going on? What's wrong? I'm right here. Whatever it is. Okay.
No, it's not okay.
What's wrong?
It's not okay.
We'll get through it together. What's wrong?
Supposedly yesterday at the birthday party.
Oh, back up, slow down. What happened?
Supposedly yesterday at the birthday party,
Okay.
Chris took her girl upstairs and explicitly performed, supposedly, and showed her pictures on a phone. I'm like, well, I don't know how that's possible because the phone is on the kitchen table in a bag of rice. It doesn't work.
The confusion here stems from the fact that there are two different incidents, one occurring a year ago and the other yesterday. The 5-year-old stated that the incident with the images on Chris's phone was a year ago during a trip.
How do I tell the kids that their father's not coming home? How do I tell the kids that our marriage is done? I asked, what did he say when you asked him? And he said he started to answer questions and then he shut down and said, get me a lawyer. And I'm like, that's it. We're done. What? You only say that if you're guilty. You don't say that. I've got nothing to hide in our house. Go through our house. I don't care. You only say that if you're hiding something.
That's not necessarily true. Okay, let me ask you this. Do you remember the time?
They brought up the Walmart incident.
They know about it?
Yeah, they know about it.
So it's still on.
It's still on file that he was supposedly involved. I'm like, well, they cleared him from everything and nothing ever happened from it.
Earlier during Chris's interview, the detective had attempted to discuss this topic with him.
Have you had anything in the past that you've had any issues with stuff like this?
No, and that's what I'm saying. This whole videos with kids things and all this, that I don't...
Have you ever been questioned by anybody?
No.
About incidents that have occurred that referred to it with children?
No.
Even though the Walmart picture was grainy, it did have a resemblance.
Right. And so they questioned
That's what caused the problem.
Right. But that's not why his license gets flagged. His license gets flagged because there's another Christopher Lee Thompson born on that has a criminal record, not him.
While he didn't discuss the Walmart incident, during his initial arrest, Chris mentioned the issues he has with his name.
I have at least one felon that has my name that flags me, like when I go to my kids' school, that they have to verify the picture. So it's like I keep finding myself in the middle of this stuff, and then I have to prove that it's me. And then once I do, then it's, oh, okay, sorry.
Though it's never clarified what exactly happened at the Walmart, Charlotte and her father discussed the allegation that something occurred while their family was on a trip to Georgia with some of their neighbors, including the 5-year-old victim's family.
Supposedly it happened when we were in Helen, and I said that's absolutely not true because I was with them 100% of the time. When we went to Georgia for the kids, like the neighbor trip, supposedly it happened when we were in Georgia too.
This happened way back then?
That was one, and then this was the second one.
To the same child?
Supposedly, but I can 100% attest that it didn't happen in Georgia because I was there the whole time.
The trip also came up in Chris's interview.
During that time period, did anything ever happen that would cause me to be involved?
No.
Okay. So I'm specifically talking about...
Okay. Oh, okay.
Did anything happen with her, or did you show her anything, or talk to her about anything, or do anything with while you were on vacation, and then the same type of situation that possibly happened yesterday?
No, not anything bad, no.
Okay. Anything good?
We had fun with kids on vacation, that's what I'm saying.
Don't count him out yet until we know the facts. If he says, yes, I did it, then you know. But if he says, Charlotte, I'm innocent and can look...
Well, anybody can say that. I'm not bailing him out until I have an answer.
A few answers were provided by the Thompsons' 3 children. Investigators began with the couple's 11-year-old son.
You feel safe when you're at home in school?
Yeah.
Okay. Has anybody ever touched you in a way that wasn't good? Or asked you to touch them?
No.
No. Okay.
The 7-year-old shared a similar story.
Do you feel safe when you're at home?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Have you ever seen anything on any phone or any kind of tablet or anything like that that's not something that you shouldn't see? No. Okay.
While waiting for the Thompsons' 5-year-old, the interviewer and CPS worker discussed the troubling case among themselves.
Is it rare that they do that to their own children, or is it
Usually, pretty can get away from a family like that, and she might have thought it was him in the videos. Could have been somebody else. I guess he didn't download that.
Whoa. Well, you're a lot more clumsier than your sister.
Hey, girl. How are you?
Welcome. You want to have a seat?
Right here. I like your
Did he make you run here?
Has anybody ever shown you anything that made you feel uncomfortable or that wasn't good to look at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who showed you?
My dad.
Your dad. Do you remember what he showed you?
He showed me a boy that looked scary.
Really? What did he look like?
He had like a bad, weird face.
Why did your dad show you that?
I don't know. He just showed us, and I'm like, I don't want to see that.
You didn't like it?
No.
Has he ever shown you anything else that isn't good to look at?
Nope.
No.
Just that.
Okay.
After speaking with the children, the interviewer and detective returned to talk with Charlotte, reassuring her that they don't suspect Chris ever did anything inappropriate with their children. There was, however, another previous incident they hadn't discussed yet.
So there was a report in 2009, February of 2009, at like a Target. Do you recall anything about that?
We got married in December of 2008, and we moved to Dayton, Ohio that June, but I don't know anything about.
So no police report or anything like that you would recall?
No.
Because the allegations of the one in Hitlist in 2009 are similar to the allegations of the Walmart incident where he was exposed.
I have no clue about Target. Never heard of it.
As Charlotte can't provide any clarity about this other potential incident, the detective discusses what will happen now that Chris has been arrested.
So a big hit will be notification through media, because you're gonna have that.
What do you mean?
With the charge that he's gonna be pushed, it's gonna be like a news release and all that stuff.
Wait.
Not saying necessarily, but they can release it in the media. Okay, so just be aware of that. You might get some phone
I
calls.
thought they couldn't do that involving a minor.
When the suspect is a minor.
Did that.
When a suspect is a minor, that's different. So they won't release the victim's name, but they'll release his name.
So they're going to drag my family through the mud.
According to official documents, while conducting the search warrant and viewing electronic items located within the Thompsons' residence, investigators found images on an SD card. The images led them to speak with another of Chris's neighbors and inquire if any of her children wore tight camouflage shorts. The neighbor confirmed that her 12-year-old daughter did. When questioned, the child explained that she routinely goes over to Chris's house to hang out with his children. She said that Chris never made inappropriate comments or touched her in a way that made her feel uncomfortable. However, the images on Chris's SD card were of a child wearing camouflage shorts and were close-ups of her buttocks.
So then playing what ifs, what if he didn't do it? Then is there like an apology? Records are fixed? Like, does that ever happen?
So right now, the evidence that we have are based upon a little girl that is making some pretty serious allegations, right?
Right.
We also have one of the other girls saying that she went into the room with him. Okay, so that's kind of cooperating with this. And then we also have past incidents where he was showing behavior towards juvenile girls in department stores, exposing himself in department stores. Everything linking up to this being a more probable than not. The parents didn't come forward and say, hey, I saw them doing this. The little girl did. She made full disclosures. There's no reason for her to make these disclosures unless the incidents took her.
Law enforcement also discovered Chris possessed nearly 20,000 images of child abuse material, and he had produced his own child abuse material with several different victims, all 13 years old or younger. Throughout the course of the investigation, several of Chris's victims were identified and were completely unaware of his actions. According to official documents, Chris has a history going back to 2010 touching and filming young juvenile females. Chris Thompson was charged with lewd or lascivious by a person over 18 years of age upon a child less than 12 years of age, lewd or lascivious by a person over 18 years of age upon a child 12 years of age or older, but less than 16 years of age, a second-degree felony, and 2 counts of video voyeurism. He pled guilty and was sentenced to a total of 50 years in a state prison. In a federal case, Chris was also charged with 3 counts of coercing a minor to engage in any explicit conduct for the purpose of producing a visual depiction and transmitting the visual depiction. He was also charged with 1 count of knowingly possessing matters which contained a visual depiction of a minor engaging in explicit conduct. Chris entered a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 3. Counts 2 and 4 were dismissed in accordance with the plea agreement. He was sentenced to 60 years in prison, which will run concurrent with his other sentence. Once released, he will be supervised for the rest of his life.
Broken clock on the back wall, counting down till the last bell rings. You lock the door with the plastic smile, say this is just our little secret thing.